once again, ladies and gentlemen. The Blue Hedgehog 2010 returns to you with episode 5 of Let's Play Starfox Adventures for Nintendo GameCube. In the last episode, we just rescued Prince Tricky. In this episode, we're going to find out what the hell we're going to be doing here. These blue grub tub fungus are an Earthwalker's favorite food. Problem is, they're too hard for me to catch. Alright, so pretty much if you run into these blue grub tubs, they're pretty much Tricky's fuel type thing. You can carry the amount of 15 at a time. You can only feed 5 grub tubs to Tricky at once. To feed them, just go to your inventory and just feed them the blue grub tubs. Pretty basic. Skip all that. Shh. Alright, so you'll be introduced to Tricky's commands right here. Right now we only got stay and find secret. If you find ground patches such as this laying around, you can pretty much tell him to use the find secret to find hidden items or switches. And if you find switches like this, you can tell him to stay. If you have him stay, it doesn't use up any energy whatsoever. Like the only tricks that will use energy is find, and of course a different skill that we will not be introduced to until later on in the game. So Tricky is useful in the aspect of find secret things, and he's basically your partner on this mission. Let's go ahead and grab some more grub tubs, why not? You can also use the find command if you find cracks on walls such as this. Then you can just pretty much crawl through here. No problem. It looks like it used up all his grub tub energy. That kinda sucks, but that's okay. You need to find some more grub tub energy anyways. Or grub tub mushrooms. So now we're at the Snowhorn Wastes. That didn't really take long. Of course we'll find a sharp claw. Enemies here, of course, we'll be able to find them throughout the entire game. Okay, before I do anything, I'm going to go on ahead and... Tricky is a little troublesome fellow once you get to know him. He will be missing for quite some time in this area, and you won't be able to find him until you see him being chased around by the Sharp Claw Army, of course. I hate these things. And as you can see, he's being chased around right now. Also, during the nighttime, grub tubs will be asleep, so it's best to catch them when you can. Let's go on ahead and take care of the Sharp Claw Army right here. Sounds like a solid. Okay. Just one more.
Tricky, are you crazy? Just leave the sharp claws to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, Fox, if ever you need me to come back, you just use my heal command, and I'll be right with you. Okay?
So now we'll be introduced to a new skill called Heal, which pretty much you can have Tricky with you at all costs. I've never really found the ability to be that useful, unless you need him to get off a switch of something. By which case it would be useful. We will meet up with that guy later. Right now we can't really talk to him, since it is nighttime, and it looks like we have something right here, but I need to hunt for grub tub right here. So if you're thinking that meter is not long enough to, let's go on ahead and feed these to Tricky. And if you think the meter is not long enough, you will be able to find upgrades. I think there's a total of 4 upgrades that will increase your meter for your mana. I only was able to find at least 2 of them. But this one's the only way you can tell that this is a meter increase is if there's no water surrounding it. However, if it's a new skill, there will be water surrounding the platform where you'll get the new skill. But pretty much we got the mana. Well, we increased our mana bar. Let's just say that. Let's just call it the mana bar from now on. Alrighty, so. Wow, it's already morning. Okay. Well, that's cool. I want to see if I can catch at least a few more grub tubs. These things are a pain in the ass to catch, but you do need them to feed Tricky, because you know he's a whiny bastard when it comes to food. Alrighty, so now that we got some of the grub tubs, and it's now morning, we can speak to this little fellow over here. These are known as a Snowhorn tribe, pretty much mammoths with gigantic tusks. Can you imagine just being pierced by those tusks? Honestly, that must suck.
I'm too hungry to talk to strangers.
Alright, so that's our cue that we need to find food. And the type of food that we need to find is, I think right here is a Buffum Dad. Nope, it's actually health. Well, whatever, that works too. Alright, so we need to find food for the Snowhorn, which, if I believe so, it's alpine roots or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Yep, it's alpine root. These are pretty much Snowhorn tribe's favorite type of food. If anything, we need to find 2 of them, and there's our second one. Didn't really take us that long to find, now did it? So let's go ahead and collect it. And then we can gladly hand over this thing to him. Cutscene.
That's better. I tell you what, young'un, I'll help you out. Here you are, my boy. This is a scarab bag. By collecting scarabs, you'll be able to buy many useful items.
Yay, we get our first... excuse me. We get our bag upgrade. This is a small scarab bag. So now the amount of currency increased to carry is from 10 to 50, which is fine by me. So I'm going to go ahead and hunt around for more scarabs in this area. Again, you'll want to find them under rocks and stuff and just hope that they're not green. Because if they're green, that could be bad. You know what, before it reaches nighttime, let's give him this other alpine root. And he won't be able to talk in this scene, so this is the only exception I'll make. Pretty much give him the second alpine root and he will knock down the ice cube block for us to use as a type of platform. So let's see here. I want to try and find some more scarabs. So you'll be able to find ice blocks such as this, and you'll be able to hold on to it by holding on to the A button. And of course you can push, you can drag, do pretty much anything with this gigantic block of ice. What you want to do is push this block of ice to a specific area. I'm not going to do that, of course. I'm going to push it over here first. That way I can collect some more power orbs, right? Fuel cells, I guess that's what they're called. Whoops. That's one thing I don't like. That's one thing I don't really like about ice levels, is because it's ice, slippery. It always tends to fuck me over one way or another. Okay, where do we need to push that to? Over here? We're going somewhere tricky. Hold on. Oh yeah, we're going that way. So you want to push it all the way over here. And we're at 10 minutes already. Don't know if we'll be able to shut up, Tricky. If there's one thing I find annoying about Tricky is he'll be constantly bitching throughout this game. He'll be like, "Where we're going?" Or if his grub tub fuel is empty, he'll be like, "Come on, Fox, I'm hungry." Rah, 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 rah. And for some odd reason, when you come to this area, Slippy's icon will be there. He's like, "The water looks very cold." Yeah, so you don't want to fall in the water, because if you do, you will take damage due to the cold release of that. Cold release. As you notice, we're passing on by from the blue Snowhorn tribe, Snowhorn person type thing. We're not going to worry too much about that feller. Guess I'll use the rest of this time to collect some Scarabs. As you see, that guard right there, he is not an enemy. He's actually the toll booth kind of person. You pay Scarabs to pass. Pay him amount of Scarabs to proceed to the areas where you need to go. Of course, we need to go back to Thorntail Hollow, of course. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and feed him so he'll just stop bitching. But I believe right here is a Buffin Dad. So let's go on ahead and have him find. Yep, Buffin Dad. Buffin Dad. These are creatures full of mystical life. If you happen to die, consider it as an extra continue of sorts. So like say if you die and you have a Buffin Dad, you can just pretty much respawn on the same spot. But if you die and don't have a Buffin Dad, you'd have to start off from the area you just saved last. So that's no fun whatsoever. Do I have enough time to make it back to Thorntail Hollow? Probably. So let's speak to this guy.
You pay me Scarabs to pass.
So in this case, we gotta, you know, give him 25 Scarabs.
You pass, but don't tell boss.
Of course. Your secret is final fuss, kind sir. So at any rate, if you're worried about having to pay him again, do not worry about that. You don't have to pay him again. Let's see. I wonder if I can get to the next area before time limit is up. I'm not going to worry about those grub tub type things. Okay, the current is going this way, so we don't have to do too much right now, which is fine by me. Which is fine because this is kind of the area that will get monotonous after a while because you have to return through this pathway a couple of times. Not by much, but a couple of times. So here we are back in Thorntail Hollow. We got Prince Tricky and Q cutscene.
That's my mom!
At any rate, the Queen Earthwalker seems to be crying in pain. What is her issue? We will find out next time on Let's Play Starfox Adventures for the Nintendo GameCube. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Blue Hedgehog 2010, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day.